Good morning.
Happy Tuesday, guys.
My grandma would sing to me, good morning to you, good morning to you. I don't know how the rest of it goes. Yep, that's it. Anyways, welcome back to the show. And today we're answering your questions like we do on every Tuesday. Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday Q&A. It's like queso and asada. Do we have any Mexican homies in the house today? If so, please drop a Mexican flag. We'd love to see you and acknowledge you.
Good morning.
I wonder how we're gonna get to Chinese people. Like, I want to get people from other continents to listen to the show. Who do you guys know who lives in China?
Do we not have other continents?
Well, we're getting to Australia, which is incredible.
But we have
think
a lot
about
of Australians.
it. Like, China has, what, like 2 billion people? I think China has like a quarter of the world's population. And, like, imagine.
Imagine the possibilities.
The possibilities are endless. Okay, shall we get to questions?
Thank you guys for joining us. We are going to be answering your questions.
Yes.
Probably with more questions. That's how it goes. All right.
Rachel
Would you like to take
Ortiz.
the first one?
That name sounds familiar. Riverside, California. Good morning. This will be the very first time posting anything. Just want to start with, I really appreciate everything you two do. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for the kind words. I recently injured my Achilles tendon. Oof. And work will have to rest. And
At work, and
At
we'll
work.
have to rest.
for 46 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
Should I read it?
Maybe.
I have to rest for 46 weeks.
Daisy, get your family in Spain on the show. Let's go, baby.
Oh my gosh, are we frozen for people?
No.
I don't think so. Okay, so recently injured Achilles tendon, have to rest for 4 to 6 weeks. She's been doing the burn zone and has noticed a difference, but bummed about the injury and wondering if we have any suggestions on what she can do to still exercise without hurting it more.
So here's the thing. If you hurt your Achilles tendon and your tendons and your joints take a longer time to heal than your muscles. And the reason why this happens is because the blood flow that goes into your tendons is a lot more limited. So imagine if your blood basically brings nutrients into the cell and out of the cell, if you have limited blood flow, like times that by however much. However, if you hurt your Achilles tendon, then, you were probably told that you need to stay off of any like high impact activities. And I would just say, you know what, at this time in life, we have to practice discipline. And discipline means doing the right thing even if we don't feel like it. Now, I totally understand. We both do. And I'm sure a lot of you guys listening are that, when you got yourself in a workout groove and it's a part of your routine and now that's broken, like it feels weird. However, sometimes, like especially with injuries, like doing the right thing means moving in a way that will help you to heal faster so that you can come back stronger.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're never going to be fully healed and then your workouts are going to be half-assed for the rest of your life. Simply because you weren't disciplined enough for a long enough period. So for one, use that as a test and make sure that your body is healing. By the way, I would highly recommend that you take the Joint Force Support supplement at this time. And because you want to, keep it to light impact activities, I would just say upper body. And if you happen to have a bike, then do that for cardio for 4 to 6 weeks. Keep impact off of your Achilles. Like normally I would say go for a walk, but when you're walking, you're putting impact on your Achilles. So like let's be like extra cautious. Impact off of your foot as much as possible. And if you want to like still strengthen your body, then do some upper body exercises for isolation.
Yeah, and be mindful of the stretch and contract of your Achilles. So if think about it, like your Achilles is attached to your foot and your calf, right? Kind of like connects the two. Mm-hmm. And every time you flex or extend your foot, that Achilles is being stretched or shortened, right? And the overuse of that is going to agitate it more. So that's why, like Sarit says, walking too is like you're constantly flexing and extending and putting pressure then on that foot. So even things like I was thinking, oh, she could squat to like a chair, but even that is like you're still flexing and extending. So, you know, keeping to mostly upper body movements or like core movements where you're not having to bear weight. Like planks would be out of the question because you're having to bear weight on a flexed foot.
Right.
But like dead bugs or, you know, bicycles, leg raises, other things like that. And then basically where you're laying on your back face up. Yeah. And then I would say, yeah, the joint for X Endurance supplement. Like if anybody's taken that, you can drop some comments. I don't need to explain the amazingness of it.
You guys, we will never recommend something that we don't believe in. You should know that by now.
Or take ourselves.
Right.
So I, every day religiously, twice a day, take that supplement. So that would be the best advice there.
Yeah, we hope that helps, Rachel, and wishing you speedy healing.
For sure. Ooh, another joint one from Maryland.
Mary
sounds
had
like
a little land. Just kidding.
Do you know the real words?
Mary had a little lamb.
Right? Oh, okay. You were saying little land though, right?
No, I said Mary had a little land, like Maryland.
Yeah.
Maryland.
You said something funny, so I'm really surprised. That's why I'm taken back right now.
You're like, I do hang out with you all day though.
Okay, from the Maryland. My wrists kill me when doing donkey kicks or handstands against the wall. If anybody don't know what a donkey kick is, like you plant your hands and it's like you're gonna do a handstand, but you just don't go all the way up. So then any movement where my entire weight is on my wrists, do you think wrist straps would help? If so, which kind / what do you recommend? Thanks much, Andy Lee. I wonder too, Andy, I know that you've been on a weight loss journey. So one of the first thoughts that comes to my mind is how much more weight are you working to take off of your body? Because obviously that has an impact. But I use wrist straps. I've had wrist issues. It's supportive, but you can't just, the good thing to know here is yes, use a wrist strap because it will be supportive for your joint. Mm-hmm. However, also do mobility things and take care of your forearms. Because if you think about the Achilles, you have tendons and ligaments in here too. So if you're stretching this side when you're in this position, it's going to get tight. And if it gets tight, like it ends up pulling in one way or another. I've had issues on my thumb side, but like that's a matter of also me taking care of my forearms and not letting them get so tight so that there's continued pulling on that joint. Also the joint 4, like any joint issues, guys, totally joint 4 from X Endurance is amazing. There are plenty of links that we can share with you that will get you 10% off if you haven't already. If you're already taking X Endurance, Andy, I feel like you've already ordered something from them. You could just re-log in and grab that. But Any other suggestions?
I mean, yeah, you can definitely use wrist wraps. And as far as wrist wraps goes, there isn't really one brand that we recommend. Like, you use one, I don't use any. You know, the wrist wraps, it just like, it helps to cushion your wrist. Like, I've seen some people even use like athletic tape around it. It really doesn't matter. I would say it's kind of like, you know, if you see a cool pattern, like, what pattern do you like? What speaks to you most? What's the most fun thing?
Would the omegas help too?
The omegas will help everybody because
Anti-inflammatory.
it reduces inflammation in the body. However, you know, if you feel pain, definitely, you know, something that targets the joints, and yeah, use wrist wraps.
I've totally done this before where I've taken like coconut oil and a spoon, and also like there's muscles in your hands, guys, and we use them all day if we are fortunate enough to have hands,
Especially if you grip shit.
yeah. And so to take care of the muscles in here too, so I've taken coconut oil before and a spoon, and I've like dug into my hand muscles and then also my forearms to like just, and don't like go crazy and hurt yourself, but you know, give it like your own self massage, spoon massage.
I've been told that my hand muscles are very tight.
Can you open your hand all the way? Oh yeah.
I can, but I can stretch my fingers like only this far.
So I would say too, another thing is that when you need to bear weight on your hands, anything that you can do on your fists, I mean, if you're in a handstand, don't try that because you have no support from your fingers. It'd be like trying to stand on your feet without toes. It's weird. Because you don't have support. And so you're like just walking on these nubs.
Like Frankenstein.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's like Frankenstein. But anyways, if you're doing push-ups or anything like that, and you can like have a fist position rather than a flat hands, then that will help the longevity of the wrist because it's just in a straight position. I prefer the wrist wraps that are like that don't have like the thumb hooks. I don't like the thumb hooks. I like the ones that just wrap around and then they have the string and you have to twist it to tighten it, and then you just kind of like tuck the string into it. Anyways,
Hello, everybody. I just came back from
where?
Kaka Mountain.
Oh gosh. The Joint 4, in case you guys are wondering, it's not like other joint supplements that are glucosamine and chondroitin. It's glucosamine and chondroitin, but then also Boswellia and MSM, which are massive anti-inflammatories. And to the, what's the portion size? Like
What do you mean?
every, I'll just say it not in short terms. Every product that X Endurance makes, they're intentional with the amount of every ingredient and how those ingredients work together. So there's a lot of thought that goes into them. The dosage, yeah. That's what I meant.
I wanted to come say hi because I wonder where my girlfriend is today. Stacy, can you call your daughter, please, and tell her I love her?
Stacy, can I marry your daughter?
Can I marry her now?
Can I marry her now?
I'm ready.
Hopefully that helps, Andy. I saw you already taking the Joint. Yeah, fish oil would be, or the omegas would be great for anybody, just from an inflammation standpoint. But are you ready? Near.
That's cute.
Ashley Fuller, near Cooperstown,
New York. Now, what? Just where are you from? We don't even know where Cooperstown is. So that's really cute. Is it normal for your diet and exercise changes to affect your period? Absolutely.
1000%.
As you clean up your diet and get fitter, you're going to notice that your period symptoms
or less, yeah.
are gonna get better. But sometimes, and again, that's an individual basis, because I've had one body and only one body gave me a period. I can only help but to assume that sometimes it might get worse before it gets better.
How come?
I can only assume, but again, from my own personal life experience,
Okay.
when starting to clean up my diet and exercise, my PMS symptoms have lowered, my cramps have gotten better, and wow, did you hear that?
Was that yours or Boogie?
That was me. My stomach just growled really loud, but it got better for me. And it makes sense.
Did it get worse before it got better for you?
No. It got better.
That's why I wonder why you said it might get worse.
Because if somebody will want to say otherwise, here, like I'm including everybody. Again, I can only speak from my own personal experience.
Okay.
That it gets better. Look, when you treat your body right, it gets more in alignment. And also PMS cravings get better too. It's a process.
You can think just from a health standpoint, the better we're treating ourselves in every dimension, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, the better we're treating ourselves, the healthier our body wants to be and the better it wants to feel naturally. So if you can think any kind of, painful or hard symptoms will get better as your body is in a better health status.
Well, you're so sweet right now.
He is so sweet. But yes, definitely affected. I noticed for myself, actually, as I got leaner and healthier, the flow was way less. Like, I'll have one day, like day one, you know how day one goes, which was actually yesterday for me, a thank you. And then after that, it's like day one, and then like by 4, there's nothing left. But everybody is different. So, but I remember when I was a marshmallow.
When you were a marshmallow?
When I was a marshmallow, it was like heavy and miserable all the time. All the time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And inconsistent. Like my cycle my body became predictable. It's like your body starts to get in. It's like you're tuning up your body. Like you take it's like when you take your car to the mechanic, they do a tune-up, things start to work better and smoother. The same thing happens with your body. When you treat it right,
tune it up.
Things fall into place, right? I mean, if you think about it, this is our reproductive system. Just like your circulatory system, however you pronounce it.
Circulatory.
And your respiratory system, like all of your systems start to work better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you start to like learn more about, like Sarit was saying, the predictability of you specifically in this case. And
you also become more in tune with your body.
Yeah. So, yes. Next, Tina Reby.
From Iowa.
What are your thoughts on apple cider vinegar, taking a pill of apple cider vinegar, or taking 2 tablespoons with lemon water in the morning? There are many stories regarding its potential to burn fat and improve overall health.
So for 1, yes. For 2...
Yes, what?
Our thoughts, apple cider vinegar, great. So it sounds as if you guys need to understand why that is beneficial.
So are we asking an apple cider vinegar pill or 2 tablespoons?
For 1, I didn't know that there is such a thing as apple cider vinegar pill. If you take anything, you want to take it in the purest form. In a pill, like, that means that they had to dehydrate it or something. Definitely don't take the pill.
That's like compressed tablets. That's why compressed tablets are ineffective. Like they're not in the purest form. It's like a bunch of stuff mashed literally together versus like you'll notice the X Endurance, like all of the powdered kind of pill supplements are in like a capsule, and if you were to break it open, the powder would fall out.
Mm-hmm. So
it's a gummy pill.
this is a gummy pill? Okay, that gummy, it might as well be candy. And it says like apple cider vinegar. See, you guys, man, that's the power of education. You have to be informed
We're
because
glad that you're here.
I can't believe that they're actually like producing that kind of shit and marketing it to you guys. Drives me nuts.
I can believe it.
I can too, but see, that's why more people need to be in this community and watch this show so that you guys can be informed. Okay, so definitely don't take the pill. But if you want to do apple cider vinegar, yes, it's got incredible benefits. It doesn't matter whether you have it, you drink it clean or add lemon water to it. Stories regarding its potential to burn fat. Here's the thing. Nothing that you put in your body burns fat. Your body burns fat. Not foods, not drinks. So like, get that out of your head. Because I remember like back in the day when I would read like Shape magazine and all these magazines, so-and-so, like studies show that whatever helps to burn fat. Like, no, nothing that you eat will like start like burning fat from your body. However, they say it this way because there is an indirect relationship with that. So you guys don't think that if you're gonna start taking shots of apple cider vinegar in the morning, you're gonna lose weight. That is not the case.
It's like a laser, like a fat laser.
That doesn't happen. And people might think that because they're like, ooh, I feel the burning sensation. The fat is melting away. No, it doesn't work that way. But here's why there is an indirect correlation with apple cider vinegar and a higher potential to burn more fat. Because apple cider vinegar makes your blood more alkaline. All of you guys should want to have your blood be more alkaline and less acidic. Why? Because when you're in that state, you have less inflammation in your body. Inflammation is the number one cause for diabetes, heart disease, cancer, basically any chronic disease. And that's why we tell you guys that if there was one supplement that I would recommend that the entire world should take, it's the X Endurance omega-3s. Not all omega-3s are created equal, but a highly potent omega-3 will help you to reduce systemic inflammation.
Most of them are created equally as shitty.
Yes, systemic inflammation. So apple cider vinegar helps you to reduce total systemic inflammation. That's why there is an indirect correlation between that and fat loss, because when you have less systemic inflammation, you have a higher potential of boosting your metabolism. That's it. It does not, like when you put it in your body, you don't start burning fat, you don't start burning more calories. There's no such thing.
Danita's like the burn. Otherwise tequila would have made me skinny by now.
For real.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right.
So
we do drink a glass of lemon water every morning.
Yep. For that same reason. To do, because we want to keep our total systemic inflammation as low as possible. That's why we make sure that our diet is clean. We don't eat processed foods.
Often. Very rarely.
Right. For the most part, we don't. We stay away from it. We limit it. Let's put it this way.
But we're human, and there are really delicious processed foods.
Yeah, if we do, it's intentional, right? But we make sure that our food is in alignment. We even take supplements to lower it even more. We make sure that certain foods that we eat help to add more omega-3s in our diet as well, like salmon, and some nuts, and we drink lemon water each and every morning, because the higher your systemic inflammation is, the greater chance you have to develop chronic disease, which is correlated with literally like any single breakdown in your body. Yeah.
Next, Brittany Burns. Brittany had an amazing testimonial. I actually put it on our Instagram story without asking for permission.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brittany's probably actually here. Hi, Brittany. Okay. In case you're wondering, she's in Rayford? How do you say that? North Carolina? She's in NC. So I was told by a friend that you should eat foods or be on a certain diet based on your blood type. Okay, the beginning of this sentence makes me cringe already.
Yeah.
Not because you have a bad friend.
That's the problem with this fucking industry, man.
Okay, so I was actually reading something. It's a book called Principles by Ray Dalio. And he was talking about, these are like life principles from like mistakes he's made and things that he's learned. And he said the believability, each person has a certain level of believability based off of what they know, what they've experienced, what their position is. So when you guys come to us for weight loss and health and I want to say relationship, but I don't know. When you guys come to us for the things that you believe we will give you the truth on, we have a high level of believability in that category. Now, if I'm talking to somebody who is a professional race car driver and I want advice for racing cars, I'm going to go to somebody that has a high believability in car racing. And how do I know that? Based off of their own life experience, their expertise, and their proven track record. And so the first thing that I think about is, what is the position of your friend? Maybe your friend is a scientist that specifies in things that would make their believability high. The chances are no, but I'm not sure. So anyways, careful of who you take advice from, and gauge their level of believability. I'm pretty sure that's the word that he uses. Believability? Okay, you go. I want to look this up.
So on a human basis, this is why I love Q&A days, because it helps you guys to get into the habit of asking questions. Now, in life, in order for you to be informed and to be successful in anything that you want, you always have to ask questions. And even if what you are hearing comes from a credible person, you always have to ask why, and how is that important, and how does that relate to me? So Brittany, like my question is, what is the purpose behind this? Like, for what reason? So now here's the thing. When you have a different blood type, you have different antibodies. And if you think about it, just from like an evolutionary perspective, we all have a different genetic prototype. So we all have differences with regards to what are foods that we tolerate more, what are foods that we tolerate less. And by the way, if you're curious, a great book for that would be the book by Lynn Janae Rositas. I don't know, the plan, or is it called The Plan?
I think it is The Plan. But careful with that one, because she also says some things that will drive you crazy, like weigh yourself every single day.
Yeah.
I would know.
Yeah. And that's why you have to take everything with a grain of salt. So, like, do you have to eat a diet that's right based off of your blood type? Yes, to some extent, but here's the thing.
You learn.
when you eat the right, like when you eat clean, nature-made foods, that doesn't matter. On a personal level, you're still gonna have intolerances, whether you're like AB plus or O minus, that doesn't matter. Now, the reason why you hear about all these diets is because these are just distractions from the main point. The reason why this country is overweight, depressed, and unhealthy is because you're being told lies and you believe those lies.
Maybe. She's questioning it right here.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I love that you're questioning it.
I,
Now, Brittany, like, you've already achieved amazing results just by like cleaning up your diet. So you guys have to understand that, for one, it doesn't matter whatever blood type you are. You have to follow the same principle and the same foundation of eat real foods, not too much, mostly plants. Now, on a singular level, if you have a higher or lower tolerance with regards to, let's say, beans, then yes, of course, if it's going to cause more inflammation in your body, then reduce the amount in which you're consuming it. Absolutely. But the reason why people come up with all these theories and protocols is because most people eat really shitty food all the time. So they're now putting you in subsets and categories. But I guarantee you that if the entire world was to get on the diet that's literally like 6 words long, eat real food, not too much, mostly plants, everybody's lives will be changed. And then after you build that foundation, if you're like, you know what, like there's certain foods that I eat that I'm just like, they don't sit right in my stomach. Yeah, like go do a test and see like what it is that you tolerate more or less of. But some people are like, I'm allergic to chicken. Is that going to affect me? I'm like, if you're allergic to chicken, oh, fine. Like,
don't eat chicken.
Don't eat chicken, but still follow the same protocol. Like, keep the main thing the main thing. And I think the problem with the blood type diet is that it takes away from the focus of keeping the main thing the main thing. And now you're even more distracted by little things. And like you're spinning around in circles. And I'm not saying that about you, Brittany, because you've made tremendous progress and I know that you're now building a strong foundation. But for the most part, for somebody who's uneducated and let's say, they've been struggling to lose weight for the longest time and their friend walks up to them and they're like, hey, you need to start eating like based off of your blood type. I'm like, man, like, no, you need to learn how to eat right and how to make yourself a priority and how to take care of yourself. And then after you've built a strong foundation, then we can bump it up a notch.
I have a 1-sentence answer.
Go for it.
If you eat it and it makes you feel like shit, it's not right for you.
Yep.
Everybody's different. So it's one of those, be mindful, pay attention to how things make you feel. And if it doesn't work for you, don't keep eating it. And to go back on this believability, I thought it was a weird term that he used, but I have a respect for him, so I'm open-minded to it. And it is a believable person. Believable people are those who have repeatedly and successfully accomplished the thing in question, who have a strong track record with at least 3 successes and have great explanations of their approach when probed. Mm-hmm. That's how you gauge the level of somebody's believability. Anyways, so when you're taking advice from anybody, ask yourself, like, has this person had multiple successes? That's why it's difficult to, and I really don't mean this to sound rude, but I think you're going to understand when I say it, is that if an overweight person gives you advice on losing weight, there is no believability. Mm-hmm. And so anytime somebody gives you advice or tells you something, ask yourself, I think we subconsciously do this already. It's like, why would I believe you? And unfortunately, like, there's so many snaky, shady people that our skepticism in every realm has gone through the roof. Like, no matter what people tell us, we have to question them. So anyways,
Yeah.
I think that if it doesn't feel good when you eat it, if it hurts you, if it makes you shit the bed, if it gives you cramps in your stomach, like, reconsider. Mm-hmm. Some people have a hard time with tomatoes. Tomatoes are from Mother Nature.
Right.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Emily Wolf from Colorado has the next question.
Okay. There's those.
I have high expectations that this is going to be funny.
There's those days, we all have them, when you don't want to do anything, hate everything, possible everyone, LOL, except for Boogie, and have those pity party pants. Julie
Coke credited for the pity party pants.
What do you all do to push through? How do you actively shift your mindset and get it done? On these days, is showing up enough even though you can't give your 100%? So for one, doing your best every day looks different.
For two, that's a really great question.
That is a really good question. And that's how you know that Emily's taking it to the next level, because she's starting to become a very deep thinker. And the truth is, and you were on the Inner Circle call last night, so maybe it helped you to answer the question a little bit, but we have such a vivid picture with regards to our goals that we all have those days, you guys. And to be honest, sometimes we have those days where we're like, man, like, I could totally just sleep in and like not even do the show. Do you guys know that like last year we debated of like doing the show 3 times a week instead of 5 times per week? Just saying. But the reality is that we're all human. And whether it's, you know, with regards to your nutrition, with regards to your workouts, with regards to, you know, going to work, whatever. We all are in the same boat. But that's why you have to practice discipline every day, because on those days, these are the days that Erin likes to call test days. Those are the days where the universe is testing your discipline.
Or your patience.
And the reality is that you have to show up. And discipline means doing the right thing even if you don't feel like it. So what do? We get it done anyways. Why? Because by the end of the day, we hold ourselves accountable, like in many different ways. But by the end of the day, if we know that we didn't do our best with the amount of time and efforts that, you know, we could provide, then we're not going to sleep well at night. And that's like a very shitty feeling. Having come from, you know, people who used to struggle with themselves, and that's why we used to, at least for myself, like I used to struggle with anxiety and depression because I didn't follow through with the things that I knew that I should have. And on days where I didn't feel like working out, I ended up staying in. And on days when shit went sideways, I ended up eating chocolate instead. You feel like shit about it afterwards. So
a downward spiral.
So for us, like, we have the long-term game in sight. And notice I said long-term game and not the end goal, because there's no such thing as an end goal. You
reach milestones.
Yeah, you reach milestones all the time, but if you go to bed and you're like, how I showed up today is not in alignment with where I'm going, that is more painful than, you know, flexing that discipline muscle when I don't feel like it and just make it to the gym anyways.
Yeah. And I see your guys' comments coming through, and I'm guessing that somebody asked about whether or not to eat before a workout, because I see people responding. And then it brings me back to a conversation I had with somebody actually yesterday, all revolving around this same topic of like, who is giving you information? Who is answering your questions? Who are you going to for advice? And something that I've had to do, and I continue to work on being even better at, is questioning my own answer and why I'm qualified to give that answer. And is it an answer that is confirmed as a statement, or is this just my own personal experience, but not necessarily a full-on answer for you? And so this has come up a couple times in the last few days. So I want to bring this up too, is like, because I'll see somebody make a post on the page and then everybody has answers for them. And I always wonder, and this happens on like multiple places. Like I'm a part of a Cardone Connect like Facebook group page too. And it's like somebody will ask a question and then let's like everybody has an answer for them. And I wonder like, how qualified are each one of these people to be answering this person's question? It's a legitimate question, not like a passive-aggressive, assholey, like, who gives you permission to answer the question? But it's like, how do you know? And so I guess my recommendation is if you ask a question and you get 1,000 answers, even on our group, even on our Facebook page, there's more people getting added to the group every single day. And there are people that exist that think that they know everything, or very well-intended people who want to help and give answers, which is beautiful, but are often also blind, and I've been guilty of this, blind of the response that they're giving based off of something they just heard, but have no explanation for why they're giving you that answer, other than the fact that they heard it somewhere. So the validation or credibility of the answers you're receiving from a post on a page, like there's certain people you want to pay attention to. Like anybody on our team is getting information from us, and we're getting information from direct sources in regards to this realm. If somebody asked me about what's it called out there, the galaxy, if somebody asked me questions like about outer space and like something about the stars and the moon and whatever, I'd be like, and I tried to give an answer because of something that I heard, but I don't really know that that's true. I just kind of heard it. Like I would refrain from, for one, giving answers that you don't know, and for two, filtering through who's giving you those answers and what's their credibility. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it kind of goes back to the last question, plus a conversation that I had yesterday, plus what I was reading. So I wanted to bring that up. I think it's a really big thing that happens often, especially in like weight loss groups and like, you know, keto Facebook groups, like people, should I do this? And then everybody's like, I have the answer. And there's like conflicting answers, and it really doesn't help the question. Yeah. So anyways, that was a side note.
I would say that today's intention for all of you guys is like pay very close attention to who you're getting your information from with regards to anything. Like 2020 has shown how manipulative this world is, especially right now during elections time. Fox News will tell you one thing, CNBC will tell you another thing. Follow people that you trust and listen to them only, because otherwise everybody else will have their own propaganda. And always also ask yourself, why should I listen to that person or why should I not listen to that person? Just because somebody gave you an answer doesn't mean that it's the right one. And this is the beauty and the I guess this is the positive and the negative side to social media. The beauty of it is now everybody has a platform to speak up and share their voice about something. So like for anybody who wants to be a leader, it's an incredible opportunity. Mm-hmm. But it's really bad because there is a lot of people out there who actually have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. And like people listen to that shit. So it's kind of like, you know, when I was in first grade, we had that game called The Broken Telephone. So,
you actually called it the broken telephone? We just called it telephone.
Oh, in Hebrew it's called the broken telephone.
Maybe we were trying to fool ourselves. Actually get the right message.
In Hebrew it's called the broken telephone. So like so many people are living their lives like just expending so much time and energy, like consuming broken telephone information. Go directly to the source. And how do you know that the person is credible with regards to anything? They have to have shown success through multiple life events. If you like follow fitness personas who keep on going up and down in weight and it's just inconsistent, you better watch out.
Even that's weird, because I think about it, like I'm like, okay, bodybuilders would be like a good example of that. And I'm not at all saying that bodybuilders, like there's anything wrong with them. Like if you love a sport, amazing. And there's a lot of dedication that goes into that I appreciate. But what I have noticed and what my experience has been in being in this environment and living in it myself is that you get really tight and lean and shredded to get on stage, and then afterwards you eat a bunch, and then you like blow it up, and then you do it again, and it go back and forth. But thinking about that same sport is typically more of an ego-driven sport, and so the only pictures that you are going to feel comfortable posting are those of you that look like you like. Mm-hmm. So it even can be a little shaded there too. But anyways, the point is not to the point of this is really just, we love answering your questions. I question myself before I even give an answer, because I'm like, is this like, where do I know this from? Is it my own experience? So anyways, I want to thank you guys for trusting us. I really do.
Yeah.
We've been through many different storms in regards to these topics, and as far as movement, with injuries, with high performance athleticism, with
diet.
Yeah, consistency, with our weight, with the mindset that goes along with all of it. And we've been coaching people for over a decade too. So we've learned a lot from you guys as well. Mm-hmm. So thank you for trusting us. I think that's going to be all the questions for today. But I don't know. I don't remember. It left me.
A few housekeeping things. You guys know that we love challenges. Why? Because challenges bring the community together. And though we just completed a community-wide and wild challenge, it went wilder than we expected. We're giving you guys like a week to just like get into the groove with everything. But as you guys know, the Raw Transformation has begun yesterday and the train is all aboard. Inner Circle train just keeps moving forward at a very high speed, 365 days of the year. But, you know, for us, like being inclusive from a community standpoint is something that's really important for us. So the Raw Transformation and the Inner Circle is going to be doing an in motion challenge starting next week. Just to always practice the reminder of discipline, because we all need that at all times. So shame on us if we don't, expand this and share it with the bigger community. So starting next Monday, this will just end up being a community-wide challenge, 21-day in-motion challenge. It is very simple. Every day for 21 days, just 20 minutes of movement to help you guys practice more discipline. If you guys follow whatever program that you follow it as is. Whenever is your rest day, just make sure to make 20 minutes of movement a priority. Of course, if you don't want to participate, it's all good. We're just throwing it out there because we know that it's really important to include as many people as we can in whatever it is we're up to, of course, based off of their level of commitment. But for the in-motion challenge, like, we're just throwing it out there. In order for you to play in the in-motion challenge, it's really simple. All you have to do is just download the Team XND app. Team XND app. Yeah, better? Please go for it.
This red one right here, it's backwards to you, but it says XND with the little X Endurance logo.
Yep. And just, log in. If you have played it already, then you know what it's all about. If you haven't, then now is your opportunity, especially as we're headed into the holidays. And then what you do is you click on this. It's very simple. XND in motion. It gives you, go for it.
So you download the app. You'll type in team, TEAM, XND. Then you open the app and you'll click on this in motion button right here. You can read about it, but then when you go down, you just log day one. And you can literally just says day one, you log what you do, what the date is, and then you submit it. That's it. It's a free challenge. It is designed by X Endurance, not designed by us, but we love running it. And it keeps people engaged with one another, keeps it family-like, and it keeps you guys moving and accountable. That's the word I was looking for.
Yep.
And
so we're starting it next Monday. There's 2 ways in which you can participate, okay? There is a free version, and then you can, if you want to try out certain supplements, then you do get an opportunity to purchase the motion box, and I think they give you a discount for that, right?
Yeah, so you can do the challenge totally for free. You can even, there's even a thing on here where you can do a focus game.
And you can just...
So there's this, you can actually get some free samples of the Focus, or like single serving packs of the Focus, which is kind of like their pre-workout, but a very low stimulated, like there's a little bit of caffeine in it compared to most pre-workouts. So it doesn't make you like itchy and tingly and feel like you want to scratch your face off. And then it has the beetroot powder, which is awesome. So to get those free ones, you will press this focus game, and you'll just answer some questions. Guarantee you're going to get, it's like, okay, how many questions can you get right in a minute? It really doesn't matter as long as you play. They'll send you 2 free samples of 2 free single servings of the Focus, which is awesome. But yeah, so you can do the challenge totally for free, or you can be eligible to win $1,000. That's up to you. There is a purchase required, and there are a couple things that are required, but we've had 4 people from our community in the last 6 weeks win the $1,000.
Lauren W., June Ellen,
Ashley and
Riddle,
Mel
Williamson. Yeah.
Have all won the $1,000.
Yeah.
Actually, I think 7 weeks now, because yesterday was Monday. So there was another winner. But regardless, if you guys do want to be eligible to win the $1,000, you do need to do the XND ship at least, which is $95 a year. For basically, you get 25% off of all their products, and then you need to purchase the motion box. So I think it ends up being like $125, something like that. And then once you complete the in motion challenge, you automatically get 50 bonus bucks too.
Which is worth like
when you're paying for it.
Right?
So basically, yeah, you're getting $50 back anyway. So if you think about doing that $95, you're getting 50 of it back. So, I mean, to me, it's worth it. To everybody, it's not, and that's okay. So we're not necessarily here to like jam it on you, but to say, hey, you have an opportunity. If you want to learn more, let me know. Mm-hmm. So
we like to get the in motion box when we do it. Why? Because it holds us accountable. Because when we know that we put, again, like money is a symbol of seriousness. If I put like a small down payment, it's like, okay, now I'm invested in it, right? If I'm not invested in it, then I could be more likely to not be as disciplined. Of course, we love the company and we take their stuff all the time. So we're like, hey, we basically get $50 back.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're going to play the game with you guys because, hey, I mean, we're the leaders of this community. So why the F not? And
yep. So we'll be doing it with you guys on Monday.
Yeah. So starting Monday, make sure to download the app. And if you guys want to play the game and maybe be eligible to win $1,000, or like, I want to try some of their products, then I would recommend that today, like, get on the website, do what you got to do. If you've got any questions, of course, please feel free to reach out to Tammy, and she will help to support you with regards to that, so that you can make sure that you can place your order and get all of your stuff in time before Monday.
Angel, they do ship to Canada. It goes faster if you have what is it called? An APO, like military address. I don't know if that's what it's called. Or if you have like a US, like PO box something. But it does ship to Canada. There are several people in this who order it from Canada. So
do you see Emily's question? Or honestly,
does it have to be the motion box, or it can be any other box package they have? It can be any of the packs. So it can't be the daily foundations. It can be the motion box, or it can be the wellness pack, the performance pack, or the victory pack. So any of those packs or the motion box. Mm-hmm. And the motion box comes with your choice of protein. So you can get vegan protein, you can get chocolate, vanilla, you can get collagen protein. And then it comes with the focus. And it comes with your choice of either the extreme endurance or the lean plus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a great package. But if you guys have other questions, I'm happy to answer. You can also reach out. Tammy is the basically manager of this Facebook page. So always here to help. Or anybody else from our team, feel free to reach out to as well. Crystal, Ashley, Lauren, Jerry.
Yes.
Crystal, Ashley, Lauren, Jerry, Tammy, me. Mm-hmm.
And Daisy, to answer your question, yes. Can you guys tell that I have to go pee really bad? I'm just gonna keep dancing. Okay, so In Motion Challenge starts next Monday. Tomorrow is Wealth Wednesdays. We're gonna be talking about all things money and living a better life, because money provides opportunities, and we want to give you guys the tools so that you can live a life full of freedom, physical freedom, financial freedom, because what's the point otherwise? You guys deserve the best. I'm going to go to pee, but you guys, thank you so much for listening to us today. Please feel free to check out our website, erinsarit.com, for more info. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then please do us a huge favor and hit the subscribe button so that you can get notified whenever we drop a video, which is almost every day. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, then please do us a favor, show some love, and hit the subscribe button as well.
That's it.
That's it, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 a.m.
Bye.